What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. In today's video, I just wanted to show how people could create a button using the button configuration. Something somewhat new in Swift, not super new, but newer than the older way of creating a button, and it allows you to change the button corner radius and colors and all that stuff in a pretty easy way. Not to say the old way was hard, but just a new way. So I can go ahead and show you guys what we're going to be building and how it's going to look. Just pull this up. Super duper simple and super duper complex. Just kidding. Super simple app. Just going to have a yellow background and a button right here that says test, and every time you tap, it's going to say tap in the console. That is all we're going to build today, so let's go ahead and jump right into it. So once you have your new Xcode project created using storyboards and the Swift as the language, we're going to go ahead and get rid of the instance of main.storyboard that was here. I deleted it already. I should have waited, but I already deleted it, so let's go ahead and delete that. Make sure you hit move to trash and not remove reference, and then you're going to go into the build settings. I'm sorry, not build setting. Go to target and then build settings here, type in story, and then storyboard will pop up here. Delete that instance as well, and then go to build phases, and we're going to type in story, same thing. You'll have an instance of storyboard here. Delete it if it's already gone, it's even better. And lastly, you'll have to go to the info plist. You're going to drill down through the app scene manifest, scene configurations, application session role, and then your item array. And you're going to delete the instance of storyboard that's in here as well by pressing the little minus key or minus button. Once you have all of that done, we're going to go ahead and move over to the scene delegate, and here is where we're going to create our new window. Let me go ahead and make the code a little bigger so y'all can see better. So we're going to create our window scene, and this is already going to be here. Just gonna have an underscore. Just go ahead and throw window scene or whatever name you see fit. And then for our window, that's an optional window up here, we're going to assign it to a new window, and for the frame, set it as the window scene coordinate space dot bounds. We used to do right here, we would say UI screen dot main, and then you get this warning saying that this is going to be deprecated in future versions of iOS. So it is better just to go with this route right here. And then next, we're going to assign the window scene to our newly created window scene up here, and then set our view controller to be the root view controller, and then we're going to do make key and visible. Once you have all of that set up, let's go ahead and move over to the view controller, and inside of here we can do view.background color, and let's set it to .red. Why not? And if you didn't know, in Swift you can now do previews, not having to use Swift UI. Literally just type in preview or the little pound symbol, preview, and you're going to throw your view controller inside of here, the one that you want to preview, and you'll get it right here. Pretty convenient. You see quick changes, and you don't have to run your app 100 times to test stuff. So now that we have all of that set up, so the first thing we're going to want to do is create our button. So we can just say var, this is call it custom button, and we'll name this lazy var, and you'll see why later. And we'll say UI button. Ooh, it's not UI button. UI button is equal to this constructor, and we're going to, jeez, my fingers are going crazy, create this button here. So let's say let button is equal to UI button. As you can see, flow is pretty similar to what we're used to doing, and then we'll go ahead and return the button right here. So now the main difference from using the button configuration, instead of setting everything for the button like set title, title label, tint color, all of that, what we're going to do now is we're going to say var config is going to be equal to UI button dot configuration, and then we can set it to bordered. This is going to allow us to access all the different configurations that are for the button instead of setting it directly using the button dot set title or whatnot. So now we can just do config dot title is equal to, let's say, test. And real quick, let's go ahead and set the constraints for the button so that we can actually see some of the changes. Super quick, got a copy and paste right there. Just adding constraints, centering the button, giving it a random height and width, and we'll call this function inside of configure button, and then make sure you set the button.translates this one to false so that we can actually see our changes on screen, and we should see it pop up here hopefully sometime soon whenever Xcode feels like it. Oh nope, that's my bad. Let me not blame Xcode. We got to set the buttons configuration to the config we just made. Now we should see something, at least the word test. Yep, there we go. You can see a little shaded background right there. Pretty cool. So we have our button. So now, to make the button look a little more appealing, let's go ahead and give it a background. Config.background. Give it the base background color of blue. Why not? And there we go. And if we wanted to change the text color for any text that is inside the button, we can just do config.foreground color, or base foreground, excuse me, and we'll do white. And there we go. Super simple, super clean. You don't really have to set the button type up here either once you set the button configuration type right here. So it'll give you that little down action. Wow. So it'll give you that little down state right here. Next, if we wanted to change the font color, or I'm sorry, not font color, the font size or font weight or anything like that, you can't really do it the way you would do it with a button. Title label font right here is equal to whatever system font you want to set it to. Now you would do config title text attributes transformer is equal to the UI configuration text mouthful of words right there, as gonna call it text in, oh my goodness, in right there. Perfect. So now we have this, we can create a new instance of the text that we're getting in. So we'll say new text equal to the text that we're getting, and let's return the new text. So inside of here you can do different things to the text. So for instance, if we wanted to change the font, font will be equal to UI font let's just do system, and we'll say 25, and let's make it bold, let's make it black, make it super duper thick, and boom, there we go. See the changes right there. This is how you would set the text for that. And then you could also do a subtitle if you wanted to, which is pretty similar to this. It would be config.title. I think it's subtitle. Yeah, subtitle. And then you do almost the same thing. So say UI configuration, and then we'll set it to text in, and then let's say var text, and then let's return this text, and then new text dot. So yeah, now that we have that, we can set the subtitle. So config dot subtitles equal to another test right there. So we should see it pop up on the button. Oh, right there. So it automatically adds the subtitle in there, which is pretty cool. Saves some time, and it doesn't create the need of creating a custom button by creating a button that has the text inside of it and a subtitle and all of that fun stuff. So super simple, easy way to create a button using the button configurations. Hope you guys liked this video. I hope it was helpful to somebody. It is a pretty easy implementation, something that probably a lot of you already knew, but if you didn't, I do hope it helped out. Like the video and hit subscribe if these videos are helping you out. I do want to start putting out more content. Just been very busy lately and just haven't had the time to, or the drive, to be honest, but I'm getting it back. So again, I hope y'all like this video, and I'll see you on the next one.